Hello and welcome to Bread of Life, a daily devotional program which each week features a different area pastor. Our speaker for this week is Pastor Adam Soderberg of Hartford.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Adam from South Church in Hartford, and I promised yesterday to finish a story. So here goes. A rabbi went to the barber shop. After his haircut, he got ready to pay the barber, and the barber said, "No, Rabbi, thank you, but I don't charge the clergy for haircuts." The next morning, the barber found a loaf of fresh-baked Jewish rye bread right outside his front doorstep. A couple of days passed, and a Catholic priest came in to get his haircut. As he got ready to pay, the barber said, "No, Father, thank you, but I don't charge the clergy for haircuts." The next morning, he found a bottle of wine outside his front doorstep. A couple more days passed, and a Baptist pastor comes in to get his haircut. When he gets ready to pay, the barber says, "No, Reverend, no, I don't charge the clergy for their haircuts." The next morning, the barber found 15 other Baptist preachers on his doorstep ready to get their haircut. Well, I used Baptist, but feel free to insert the denomination of your choice. This week on the Bread of Life, we are discovering what I believe is evidence of God's sense of humor and proof that Christians can laugh and have fun. I've mentioned Paul and Eutychus from Acts chapter 20, as well as Elijah and the prophets of Baal in 1 Kings 18. What about Genesis 21? In Genesis 21, we read, "Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born, and Sarah declared, 'God has brought me laughter. All who hear about this will laugh with me.' Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse a baby? Yet I have given Abraham a son in his old age." They named the baby Isaac, which means he laughs. So why is it then that too many people think Christians aren't fun? I'll tell you why. Because too many Christians often get all high and mighty. They act as if to be holy, one needs to be regal and somber. Now, first of all, it's an act, so cut it out. Lighten up. Of all people, think about it, of all people, aren't we the ones who have the most to be joyful about? Well, then let's show the world that Christians are just real, live, normal people who know how to have fun, who laugh and everything. A husband asks his wife, "If I should die first, would you marry again?" "I would be heartbroken, of course," she replied, "but I think eventually I would remarry." "Well, you wouldn't bring him here to our house, would you?" "Why not? I've worked hard to make this house a home, too. There's no reason I should abandon it." But you wouldn't sleep in our bed." "Well, I wouldn't run out and buy a new bed right away." "Well, surely you wouldn't let him use my golf clubs." "Of course not," she says. "He's left-handed." Somebody's been thinking about this a bit too much, wouldn't you say? Look, I believe God has a sense of humor. Have you ever read the book of Job? After listening to Job, his wife, his 3 friends, and the young Elihu for 37 chapters, God decides it's time to answer. And he says this to Job in chapter 38. "Where does the light come from, and where does darkness go? Can you take each to its home? Do you know how to get there? But of course you know all this, for you were born before it was all created, and you are so very experienced." What? Who knew? Even God is sarcastic. Didn't see that one coming, did you? We need to laugh more, folks, especially at ourselves. Years ago, I was fishing with my son Justin and 2 other friends up in Maine, and I've run out of time, but if you're interested, meet me back here tomorrow on WIHS 104.9 FM. I'm Pastor Adam Soderberg of South Congregational Church, Main Street in Hartford. God bless and have a great day.
You've been listening to Pastor Adam Soderberg of Hartford, our speaker for this week on Bread of Life, a program to encourage you from God's Word.